ワンピースは実在する。
俺はモンキー D ルフィ、お前らを超えて海賊王になる男だ。
人の夢は終わらねえ。
Welcome
to Nerdville.
We'll never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy. We must be cautious.
Yo guys, this is Fanfi. Today we'll be covering chapter 1086 of One Piece. Unfortunately, when we were recording, there was an issue with Turtles' mic, and we will only be showing you the debate part of the chapter review because the other part is completely unlistenable. So here you go. Enjoy, like and subscribe, and do it. Hope you enjoy the content.
So what do you want to start with? So much information in this chapter.
Well, yeah, we got a good amount of information, mostly, as we said in the beginning of the chapter, connecting the dots between things that we've already seen before. But, I mean, the name reveal of the Gorosei was pretty interesting, I'd have to say.
I don't know. I know that Oda loves anything that's historical, so I'm wondering if he refers it to Roman gods, especially because of, Jupiter, Mercury. It just reminds me of, not only the planets, but also a reference to Roman gods.
Yeah, and I mean, the Gorosei means 5 elder planets, from what I know, from what I remember. And yeah, the Roman gods for sure. You add on Pluton, Poseidon, Uranus to that, like, yeah, there's a good amount of references to that. And I find what's really interesting too is the god of science, godhead of environment, godhead of justice. It's cool to get, their specific, I guess, political roles, in the world government, right? And it explains also why, J. Garcia Saturn was sent to Egghead, since he's the godhead of science and defense, which is their entire reason for going.
Honestly, I think the most interesting thing when you look at it is that if it refers to a government system, it's kind of interesting how, if you compare it to real world, there's no godhead of education, for example.
That's because they want to keep the masses dumb.
Exactly, and that's what I'm telling you. It just shows you the structure of what is important to the Celestial Dragon. Science and defense.
Yeah, and they're
environment.
Totalitarian government, yeah.
I mean, environment makes sense. You want to control the environment, right? As much as you can. Justice, you want to be in charge of the laws. Finance, the money, and agriculture. You need food to survive, right?
It was interesting that, Saturn says, after hearing the mention of the mother frame by Emu, he says that they won't know if it's, real until it's tested. And that wording was very strange to me. It feels like, well, and especially since Ivankov mentions that it might be an ancient weapon, specifically, linking to Emu's advanced age and immortality, that she is ancient, or he. It's interesting to think that why would the ancient weapon, not know if it's real or if it's tested? Are they talking about a power source for the ancient weapon? I'm just a bit confused, I think. Well, the wording was strange.
I mean, I think the key part is that they chose the target because there was a rebellion, obviously, but because it was close enough, and clearly there's some limitations in terms of powering that weapon. They need an extreme source of power. And I guess that they're referring to it, saying that they probably asked Vegapunk through the mother frame to create that source of infinite, power that could
energy, yeah,
or that energy that could be used for that ancient weapon or whatever weapon they decide to make.
In Egghead, he was talking about a power source that he couldn't, complete or something like that. Remember, he was talking about the power source that powered the giant robot that he wasn't able to replicate it. Maybe it's something that has to do with that.
I mean, we know that the giant. If Vegapunk tells you he can't make the giant robot work, that means that in the past there was a source of energy that was created that was able to power that robot, right? If Emu is from that time, as we're assuming it is, they would have seen that source of power can exist. The question is, maybe
Yeah.
they don't know how to create it, and that's what they were relying on Vegapunk. That's what they're saying. The mother frame should, in theory, be what we need, but until we put it in practice, I don't know if it's actually gonna work.
Yeah. If the mother frame is like, then the mother frame is the technology that helps power up the ancient weapon, which is, we're assuming, Uranus.
I think we need to talk about the Figureland panel. So much has been, like, in a short period of time, we get a lot of information, and I think that the Shanks figure was Garland. Like,
I mean that seems
sure.
pretty pretty clear. Yeah, they're talking about the Holy Knights. He's the commander. Definitely. It's interesting that the Figureland family was first mentioned in a movie, and a sort of half canon movie.
I think Oda has shown us recently that he's not afraid to other, like,
Media.
other ways to give us information about One Piece, like being involved in the movie, being involved in, also in that
The anime.
the anime is involved. I think, isn't he involved in the live action as well?
Yeah, he's involved in the live action as well. Yeah.
So clearly he has an idea, and he takes advantage of every platform to expand the universe as much as he can.
But yeah, like this guy Garling, he's pretty impressive. The most interesting part is that he's the ruler of God Valley, and that, plus the mention of what Nushijuro said about Uta. He was found by Roger in a treasure chest. Yeah, in a treasure chest on God Valley, Shanks. So all these link together. It's not, confirmed, Shanks, Figureland, or whatever, but we know now. So that's great. I like it.
And I
he's got
think
mad
that
swag.
leads us to the next point also, is that no good celestial dragon goes unpunished. It's clear now
No,
that
man.
you can't be a good,
Mhm.
like, the only way to keep your title is to be like them. They're not gonna let you be whatever you want, which is a strange concept for some people that associate with gods. We've always seen, especially multiple gods, it's always different personalities, different ways of being, of approaching life. And it's
Yeah, no, for sure.
but we do know that it's probably they call this a god, but they all answer to Imu at the end.
Yeah, they're pretenders. They're props. That's the purpose they serve in it's like the royals in the courts, when they have their big balls and stuff like that. It's to, put a charade, a big show it's like when there's parades and stuff, military parades and stuff like that. It's the same principle. These guys are here to show the ornateness and the beauty of, high society, and they spit on those who are not part of that. And the people that want to, change their ways are wrong, because they're like the gods, they're the high and mighty society, so why would their way be wrong? And if anyone thinks otherwise, like you said, they can't exist. Those guys gotta go. Like Dolphy's parents, and Dolphy's parents same, like can't be a good celestial dragon. Doesn't
Well, I
exist.
mean, even if you are, I think they've shown you that there's no escape, because if you escape to go to the surface, people are too resentful, and so you're going to perish that way.
with good reason.
Yeah, with good reason, not necessarily towards like those individuals, but
No, but you can understand their wanting to persecute the people that have persecuted them for so long.
Exactly.
It's not necessarily right, but they are in reason of being upset.
For sure, but it shows you that if you stay and have that type of behavior, they will take care of you themselves. So
yeah, you can't change it from the inside. That's not gonna happen. No, but like, yes, Mjosgard was cool, but yeah, his death was pretty much guaranteed the moment he attacked St. Charlos. So maybe another thing that was really cool in this chapter, I'm not understanding why I'm saying maybe, but we got the Emu name reveal as well as being Emu Nerona, or Nerona Emu, whatever. I'm pretty sure Emu is the family name, from what I understand. No, Emu is the surname of the person, yeah, from what I remember. So Nerona is her family name, very interesting. What I find like cool in linking, you know, again to what we were talking about with the planets and all that, that, you know, within the Roman gods there's also Gaia, who represents the earth, and it's interesting that, you know, the red line is this like artificial, you know, structure. And, you know, if you think about, we talked about, you know, Emu's potential fruit and all that, you know, the gooey substance, or which is shadowy substance, or that could be a silhouette from Oda or whatever. It's a lizard, maybe it could be linked to the earth, and that's why, you know, she has a like mythical Zoan earth god fruit or whatever, and she created the red line. But what's also interesting is that in Roman mythology, Uranus is married to Gaia. So maybe that is the link we need to tie Emu to Uranus, which we all speculate, you know, that the world government has possession of Uranus. So that could be an interesting link to Roman mythology, you know, that Oda loves to do.
We could also make a link where we know that in One Piece, the solar system revolves around the Earth, Gaia, which would mean around Emu. But we know that based on our solar system, it revolves around the sun. And who does Luffy represent? God of the Sun, freeing the people from the Earth, which would be the totalitarianism from the world government.
Yeah, for sure. By the way, I'm not sure if you guys noticed, but the Saint Ethan Baron Vinu Shujoro, Godhead of Finance, I was wondering, you know, what planet does he represent? But it's, you know, I think it's pretty obvious if you take into account the V, which I think represents Venus.
I would agree to that. We thought about it for a while, and that's the only thing that makes it, because Venus is the only thing that's not mentioned for all the planets. I think every single other one they cover that one, right?
But yeah, guys, this is our review for chapter 1086 of One Piece. Hope you guys enjoyed.
And guys, don't forget to leave a comment, and see you next time.
Peace.